Oh, you're fine.
You actually want me to walk through what I did?
Yeah, nice and loud.
All right, so I set off a catastrophic series of events that completely destroyed our trailer this morning. I was flushing my black tank and doing a backfill, and I set the alarm for 10 minutes, which is normally where I'm at. I distracted myself by talking to somebody, and my alarm went off. I came back over to pull the plug on the tank, and the water was running out of our front cap, our slide, into our bay, and into our belly. Catastrophic in a sense, but yeah, okay, you can live through that. So I turn off the water, pull the drain on the black tank, and the gray tanks that just start draining everything. Ran inside, felt water I crawled underneath and felt water in the belly of the tank or the trailer. So I ran inside, grabbed a razor blade, and went across the belly and hit my gray tank. So I split about I would say probably a solid 1.5 foot slice through the gray tank, which proceeded to drain all over the ground and flooded the ground underneath. So yeah, if you're flushing your black tank, don't leave. I knew better. If you got an alarm, go shorter than you think. Should have listened to myself. And for God's sake, don't be stupid and use a razor blade to poke open your belly, because if you hit your tank, this is going to be an extremely expensive screw up. So we will definitely have to replace the gray tank. The temp fix right now, thank God Chris is here trying to help solve this problem. The temp fix is going to be, we're going to do a ABS weld or a plastic weld on it, and then we're going to do epoxy over the top to hold it long enough to get a new tank brought in. Yeah, there ain't no way around this, guys. I screwed this up bad. This is a catastrophic failure.
I'm gonna have Chris tell you what he told me when he ran inside the trailer when I was packing up because it's a travel day.
I told her, you're gonna have to beep this, Martha, I apologize. I told her, oh shit, I flooded the trailer, and Martha said, how'd you do that? And I said, I don't have time to discuss this, I gotta run.
No, you said you're gonna me.
Yeah, that's true, I did say she's gonna me. Yeah, because I flooded it. Yeah, guys, shit happens, man. RVing, it'll get fixed. It's just money. It sucks that we're gonna waste a bunch of it.
Other than that, we're living the dream.
How's it heating?
It's heating. It's a little slower than I'm used to, but we have about a ½ inch done, so.
What can I help with, Chris?
Right now I just gotta get this junk off. It has a big sticker here right where you cut it, and I can't plastic weld over the sticker, so.
Okay, and it looks like I opened the belly up a little more. It looks like there's a couple spots to the left of that. I'm sure you see it.
Yeah, up here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see that razor blade I set out there?
Yeah, right here.
That's what you use if you ever have to cut your underbelly.
I'm gonna have to get me one of these so I don't be blowing open my belly.
No, your tanks.
My tanks, my bellies, all the above. Did you record the wet dream thing?
Call it a gut hook.
So Martha said this is a YouTuber's wet dream because it's great content. The only bad part is I'm the did it.
Try to watch your language on the rest of it.
Oh no, you beeped that sucker out. You're gonna have to deal with it.
That's a lot of editing.
Pretty much done. I'm just dressing it now.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna put the epoxy over it.
There's no rush. I mean, it is what it is. Tanks aren't overly thick, are they?
Very thin, actually. It fills in any cracks, any spots where water might be still seeping through that I missed, to protect the new epoxy that I'm putting up over this. That's going to be the main structural support. Do another piece for right here, and
Oh, it's like a putty.
yeah, this one's a putty. The other one's a liquid. The next one that goes on is more of a liquid.
I'm already 90% of the way there. You stopped the leak.
Yeah, we're
Stop the flood.
Almost done.
All right, so this has been a 3-part process so far. We did, I shouldn't say we, hell, I'm nothing more than shop help, but Chris was awesome and did a plastic weld on it, and then did a water weld, like a putty, and now an epoxy over the top of it, and then now he's getting ready to put a Turnabond over the top of that. And the only purpose for the Turnabond is basically to make sure the epoxy stays in place while everything cures, because we don't have the privilege of sitting still in our particular circumstance. So we're going to do the best we can, and we've got a new belly coming, and we've got a new tank coming. What are you guys working on? Switching out a gray tank.
So if you ever end up doing one of these tanks, where these sensors go, where these sensor wires hook up, I highly recommend taking a picture of which wires go where, which wire colors go where, because you may not find the correct answer in the manual for it. And it's easier just to hook them up the same way than to try to hunt all that down later. And that's these wires again.
Yep, folks, right there is what not to do. That is the temporary patch that Chris fixed for us to get us in place while we were waiting on the new tanks to come in. As you can tell with this, I did it right. I blew through 4 holes and about a 18-inch razor blade cut. Can't stress enough, know what's behind what you're cutting and slow the heck down. This is a bad situation.
So what I'm going to have to do next is I have to get up here and push this up in, starting at that end, so most of the water drains out. If you want to start with that, you can. It's kind of a pain to do, but it has to be done. So.
It is what it is, right? Okay, so I'll do some push-ups.
Yeah. And here's the water going. Oh, that looks like it's moving easier than I thought it would. That's good. I'm not used to working with the new tanks that are still flexible. Normally they're super stiff.
Is that just
or maybe
age?
you're just stronger than you look.
I do work out a lot, but these are pretty soft. I'd love to tell you it's because I'm a beefcake. That's a lie. I'm glad to see they actually reinforced the tanks.
Yeah, I'm glad they did it right.
There you go. I'm wearing it. As you've seen at this point, we're in the process of taking the tank out. So this gray tank has been completely removed, which is good. The bottom that I destroyed, our temporary patch held well enough until the new tank came. I can't stress it enough. It's extremely important to know what's behind anything that you're cutting on your RV. You have to slow down. You can't do what I did and actually drill holes, 4 of them right through the bottom, then a razor blade slit across it. The circumstances sucked, as you've seen. I got in a hurry and it made for a miserable situation. The good thing is it wasn't overly difficult to remove this, but it's not a very fun job, and you got to be extremely careful where you do it, because a lot of times parks will not allow you to do this because of the contents of the gray tank.
Alright, it'll hold itself down. You can let it go.
Next step is we're going to put the belly and everything back underneath and make sure that the heater's wired into it. Learn from your mistakes. RV life, y'all. Well, guys, this is the belly. This is what we pulled down. We sectioned it off so we don't have to replace the entire thing. As you can see by all of the die-core on the bottom of this, or the Eternabond tape, this is where I screwed up, and this is where I sliced open our tank. We're going to use the belly as a template. We got a whole new belly sheet, so we're going to template it out, make life a little bit easier when we put it back underneath. While I have it out, I'm going to be securing a bunch of wires that are loose underneath our trailer. If you ever have to replace your belly, use it as a template. It'll make your life easier when you go to secure it back underneath. As you can tell, a lot of the wiring underneath the trailer is hanging down, and I'm going to be using these little adhesive pieces along with a zip tie to create a mounting point so that I can tuck up all the wires and get them off the belly so they're not hanging loose, just to reduce the amount of things that are going to be flapping around and laying on the belly. So nothing that I can say the factory did wrong. It's just preference of making sure it looks a little neater underneath here and keeping things up out of the way. So hopefully if I ever have to get back on here, it'll be a little bit easier for me. Tucking the wires away was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was very happy with the end result. Those adhesive strips held up really well, and the zip ties did a good job of just keeping everything off the belly. I wanted to make sure that I had everything away from anywhere that I might cut in the future.
Yeah, what you don't see when we're putting the belly away is that I was going around handing Chris the screws and whatever else he needed so he could just stay underneath the RV to make it easier and faster.
Yeah, because 10 out of 10 would not recommend doing that by yourself. It took some redneck engineering, some 5-gallon buckets, pool noodles, and a whole lot of shop help from Martha.
Yeah, so we're glad that it's done. It's been about 3 months since this fix, and it's held up really well.
Yeah, no leaks, no problems. You want to see the next stupid thing we did? Find out why we named this trailer the Black Pearl.
Enjoy every moment.